I would like to call this an informal Q&A where I choose a question from one of the comments you guys have left and answer it. And then each time I do this, you can leave new questions in the comments down below. Recently, I did a poll on the community tab where I asked you guys if you wanted me to do a Q&A, and if you did, what questions you had. So today I'm pulling a question from that poll. Whenever I say an informal Q&A, I'm basically referring to the fact that I'm not going to think ahead about how I would answer this, and I'm not going to script it. So instead I'll just read the question and then I will say what first comes to mind. So that means that in the future there could be a more professionally done video on the same topic. The comment/question of the day is going to be scrolling. Anna Victoria. So Anna Victoria writes, "Hi Dylan, I love your tutorials here on YouTube. They are so helpful." Thank you, Anna. Anyway, here is a little background before my question. I love music. I play piano, ukulele, and I sing, and I've always wanted to know how to play guitar. I know having experience already playing the ukulele helps when learning guitar, but do you have any other tips? Thanks so much. Well, Anna, that's awesome that you play ukulele, and that does definitely help you when you play guitar. For those of you wondering, the reason that the ukulele can help you with playing guitar is because you get used to using your left hand to push against the frets or the strings, and then when you play guitar, you'll be doing the same thing, so your fingers get used to the feel of it, and then also your right hand gets used to strumming the ukulele, which comes in handy for strumming the guitar. Going back to the question, do I have any other tips? The main tip that I always give when people want to learn how to play guitar is to be super patient with building calluses on your fingers. Right now, I have decent calluses, but I definitely have the most callus on my pointer finger. When you play the ukulele, you do build some callus on your fingertips, but whenever you play guitar, you'll build a bit more just because the guitar strings can be a bit harder, both in how they feel, and then also you'll tend to need to push harder on the guitar strings than on the ukulele strings. So what I'm trying to say is that it's going to hurt, and a lot of people quit guitar because it hurts. But if you're willing to stick with it through the pain, then you will eventually build that hard skin on your fingertips. Tips on dealing with the pain when you are building those calluses is to not overdo it every day. I would play 20 to 30 minutes every day for 2 weeks, maybe 5 out of those 7 days each of those weeks. And by that time, you should definitely start to feel those calluses building. Now, that doesn't mean that when you have pain, you immediately stop. It is okay to play through some pain, but I mean, if it's like getting cut open or bleeding or anything like that, I would definitely take a break and give your fingers a rest. Honestly, my main tip, which probably sounds so cliche and redundant, is to practice. Basically anything you want to learn with the guitar, whether it's chords or strumming or finger picking, you just have to practice it. Not only that, but to practice daily, or 5 days out of the week. If you practice for 3 hours on one day and then wait a week and practice 3 hours again, you'll definitely be better than if you hadn't practiced at all. But you will progress much faster and much more efficiently if you spread those 3 hours over the course of a week instead of one day. Another tip would be to download a tuning app on your phone, or just to buy a regular tuner that you can clip onto your guitar. It definitely helps to have your guitar in tune because naturally everything will sound much better when you're playing it. A lot of times people think they're playing the wrong string or the wrong chord when really their guitar is just out of tune. The last tip I'll give is whenever you're playing the guitar and you go to strum and the sound is kind of muted or not coming out all of the way, play each string individually in that chord and try to find which string it is that's causing the problem. Once you find that string, check for 2 things. The first thing is your finger pushed down hard enough on the fret of that string? Usually that's the problem. Your finger might be on the string and pushing, but not pushing hard enough, which again is where it can be painful, but it won't always be painful. The second thing you can check for is if other fingers are touching that string. Sometimes if one of your fingers is touching a string that it shouldn't be, even just a little bit, it will cancel out the sound of that string. Well, Anna and anyone else.
Hey guys, it's Dylan Laine, and today I'm going to be sharing with you
I accidentally played my own video while I'm making a video. If you liked this style of video where I just kind of sit down informally, pull up a question from one of you and read it out loud and answer it. If you like that, will you let me know? Also, if you do like this kind of video, definitely leave me questions in the comments below if you haven't already left me questions in the poll I did the other day, or you can write it again. Ring the little bell thingy down below if you haven't so you can get notified when I release videos. And also, if you want to keep up with me in between videos, you should go follow me on Instagram because I really like making Instagram stories. That's Dylan.Laine. Until next time, remember to play, write, and spread the light.
Joy comes for free, oh, it's living inside of me, dancing through my